Hey there, folks. Today we're going to be working on the old Cadillac Escalade. Get in here and let me show you what we're doing. Well, what we got here is a brand new radiator, and we're going to be installing it. This here is a motor mount, and yeah, we're going to get to that too, but that'll be in a later video. Right now we need a radiator. You know, guys, I love driving this car, this SUV, and I hate having it out of the lineup, but I don't want to drive it anymore because it's been getting wet. Ooh, just hit my head. It's been getting wet up here, right up here along this seam, going down. And just a little bit, the water, you know, it drops a little bit in the reclaim unit. But last time I drove it, I actually saw green antifreeze sitting on top of these little fins right here. And then it pools up down in the bottom, in that bottom tray. So, you know, it's gotten bad enough to where what I do is I save my Aquafina bottles here, and ones that have sat around in the car and I don't want to drink. They've been ultra heated, and I go ahead and I dump them in the reclaim unit. Well, now it's using like one of them every trip. So what we're going to do is we're going to just replace this thing and get along with our life. Well, fellas, I got some old pots. I got one over here too. It won't fit underneath here. This one will. So we're going to drain the radiator in this pot, hope it holds enough coolant, and we'll get it underneath the old valve, the old petcock over here. It should be on this side. I got to locate it, but we'll get to it. Well, guys, I was wrong. This particular radiator does not have a plug on this side or a petcock down there. There is nothing. There is a little hole that's all sealed without a plug. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm going to have to end up probably taking off this bottom radiator hose way on down yonder and letting it drain that way. But let me get some of this stuff taken off first. Well, guys, I got these tools here from Amazon. I actually didn't buy them, but my son and my wife bought them for me, and these things are pretty nifty. See if I can do this on film here. This grabs the little rivet head and it pulls it right up, which is awesome. And then you can switch to this tool right here. You just get underneath it and get underneath there and then squeeze it. Boom. And you throw it across the room. Isn't that neat?
Hot diggity dog.
All you really have to do there, guys, is put your other hand over it. But since my other hand is holding a phone, I can't catch it. Well, the shroud is off. Nice and dirty underneath here. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I have got this clamp here all nice and loose. I got these locking pliers on Amazon, or off Amazon. These were another Christmas gift from my wife and my son. Thank you for that. They work great. They're locking, so once you get this clamp crimped, it's supposed to clamp far enough down to where it'll lock, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to do the locking thing. But I don't care. The pliers are locking it. So all I have to do now is yank this hose off, and hopefully that bucket will catch some of this antifreeze that I've got coming out of it, and we'll be good. Well, I didn't do too bad. Spilled a little bit, but got the hose off. Had to use two hands there, guys, so couldn't film that. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock these because I'm gonna need it for the other side. And I'm going to need to take this here off too, and go ahead and, you know, remove this shroud. So let me start doing that. Start getting all this stuff here taken off. I'm not sure if the new radiator comes with these little clips, if I'm going to have to use them again. You know, maybe I should check on that right now. Well, something I did not like here, guys, was these staples were all pulled out, or maybe they weren't in good in the first place. I think they were ripped out because they weren't holding anything, and this box was just taped. I thought it was taped and stapled, but anyway, the radiator itself is all hermetically sealed, so it's not used or anything. Nobody used it or cut it open and brought it back. So this might have been a return, but at least it wasn't taken out of the package. Well, I know I said I was going to take them locking pliers off, but I ain't done it yet. But I'm going to take off these bolts here. You know, these bolts, these are all 1/2-inch bolts, guys, so that's good. That's good to know. You know, you could use a 13 also, but for all purposes, they're 1/2 inch. And they all go right in the jar where nothing gets lost. Now let me get the other side. Right in the jar. Now, guys, I didn't see these rubber bushings, so I'm gonna have to end up taking them out too. But you know, that can wait until after we get the radiator out, so that's what I'll do. Let me get them pliers and start taking these other spring clamps off. Love me some spring clamps. Yeah, not really. Well, I went ahead and I got this line off right here, this line, and I just put it up here. I went ahead and I took it. It wound up over here at the reservoir. Took it off the reservoir too, because I haven't told you yet, but I'm going to end up replacing that reservoir too. You know, I think there's only one bolt holding it on the bottom, and there's a clip on the back that is not really doing any clipping things. There's nothing really wrong with it, but other than the fact I can't see through the stupid thing, and they're miserable to clean and they're cheap, so I got another one. And we're going to go ahead and replace on that too, because we're going to have it all drained and apart anyway. Perfect time. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump on around over to this other side, and I'm going to take off these two lines over here. These are oil cooler lines. And, you know, they're really not normally hard to take off. If you can see them here. There, right there. You got to get in here and get to this little, it's kind of a plastic cover, and you take this thing here off. The whole radiator's wanting to move. You can normally get a little screwdriver up underneath it and pry, but you know, a lot of times you can just do it with your fingers and get it off. See, it's coming off. There we go. We got it off. And now there's a little spring clip that's on here that's kind of similar to, kind of looks like the old square bodied, you know, the door window crank. It kind of looks like that, but you can get your little pick and get up underneath here and pull this thing off, and it'll go flying across the room, and you'll probably lose it. And then you got to stop your whole job and go to the store and get some more, because you can't find it. So don't lose it, guys. All right, well, this is the pick that I chose because, you know, I got to kind of angle it up. So I'm thinking that I can get in there better because of the positioning of this. Well, fellas, I'm going to see if I can show you on this video how to do this. You know, it's extremely difficult, but for my viewers, I want to do this. What I'm going to do with this one, I can't find a spot on the bottom. See how I just worked that up underneath there? And you can pull this right out, but keep your finger on it. There. There, it's out. In the jar. Then after that, this line here should just jiggle right on out. Just jiggle. Come on. Do the jiggling thing. There. Just comes right out. And there you got your engine oil right there. All right, on to the bottom one. Well, I did get the bottom one out, and I had to resort to other tactics. I got a smaller pick, and this pick wasn't big enough to go ahead and pull it out all the way, but I got up underneath it, and then I got the bigger pick in there and pulled it the rest of the way out, and that's the way I got it. And I did drop it, but it fell on the frame, and I was able to get it right away. So this goes in the jar. All right, next. So guys, this side is all done, all taken apart. We just moved to the other side, so we're halfway there. Now, I see a lot of people online, they take the snorkel off and all this. I'm gonna try to avoid all that. You know, I want to take off as least as possible. So let's see if I can get this done, you know, fairly easy without taking all this obstruction away. Well, that was short-lived now, wasn't it? Yeah, I went ahead and took the airbox out. It's only 4 screws. There are some Torx head screws. Let's see, what was that I used here? T27. T27 right there. That's what took these out, these screws, 4 screws. So that takes the top off, and then the bottom just pushes in these little tabs right here. You just push it in and pull it out. I had to pry a little bit with this screwdriver here. I used a big one and, you know, just pried up on it from the underside. Boom. But I wasn't able to get to that hose clamp right there. And I thought I would just save myself a little hassle and go ahead and, you know, do the deal with all the room I could get. Let's switch over here and put the bucket under this side. All right, the bucket is down there. Let's see if it'll catch any of this. Yeah, doing pretty good. All right, so I just got 2 more lines to go. These 2 should be transmission lines, and then the bottom radiator hose down there, which that's probably gonna be real fun. All right, guys, I got that bottom hose off. It wasn't without casualties. I kind of sliced my hand a little bit on these little tabs right here. They're like a razor blade, and I kind of filleted my hand, but it'll be okay. Par for the course. I went ahead and I took this off, this bolt here, 10mm bolt. I'm going to take the one off on the bottom too, that bottom line, because these are a little bit contrary to go ahead and manipulate around and get off. And I'm going to have to take them off anyway to put them on the new radiator. So let me go ahead and get that one off. I already got this one undone. Just need to get the bolt out and go throw them in my little bolt jar. I've already got the little spring clip off the bottom down there, off that bottom line. And that's all done. So this is all that's left to do besides pulling the radiator up. So now that all the lines are off, first thing you need to do is take this shroud off right here. And the easiest way to do that is just pull it up a little bit, up and back. There's little hooks down here. I don't know if you can see them, but there's little hooks right down here on the radiator, right where my finger's at. And this kind of sets in there. They just set in the nice little cradle right there. Once you pull it up and go back with it, then it's all free now, with a few little mud daubers on it to boot. Look at that, nice little mud dauber house. And there's another one right here. And we're just gonna take them out and disregard them. Get this one too, because you know they're gonna fall off at the worst possible time. So let me get two hands on this and pull this shroud out. I'm gonna have to unplug the fans first, and we'll see what that entails, and I'll let you know. Well guys, I believe I'm gonna be changing on that bottom radiator hose right there. I do not like the sponginess I feel in it. It just it feels like it could be better. I'm gonna go ahead and just change it. And so I'm gonna have to wait on Amazon to deliver that, but in the meantime I'm gonna change this reservoir out here. So it looks like I got a 10mm bolt right there, which, you know, this is good because the battery, the air cleaner box is out, makes it more accessible. All I got to take off is that hose and that one bolt, and boom, switch the radiator cap to the new one, and I'm done. It just hooks over here in the back, which this one is not really hooked too good, but I'll just make sure my new one is before I get it bolted up. Let's get to cracking on this. See guys, this is just what I'm talking about right here. I took that bottom hose off and I thought that I was just going to have antifreeze just gushing out. I couldn't understand why, because I've got the bottom part of the radiator out, so it should have drained out all the fluid that was below this level. So, but anyway, I wasn't going to question it. You see, it looks like there's antifreeze in there, but this thing is empty. So that's one of the reasons I want to go ahead and change this, even though, you know, it's still working per se. And just like that, guys, it's on. This was literally a 15-minute job. This was nothing. The hardest part was that stupid spring clamp down there. And I would have changed that hose, but that hose is connected to another conglomeration of hoses, and I wasn't about to get into that right now. So they seem all good anyway, so I'm just going to let it ride. Conglomeration, wow. I can't think of when the last time was I used that. Yeah, folks, I wanted to show you. I thought I would just be able to take off one clip for them fans, and you know, it'd all be hunky-dory, and just pull that shroud out, but there was two. Well folks, looky there. I got my other radiator hose in, and I've already got this one here loose. I just gotta wiggle it off here, you know, without breaking my hand again or scratching it or whatever. But let me get, come on. All right, got that off there. And I don't know if I can really show you this. This hose is just really, it's really spongy, especially here on the bottom. And we're getting rid of that stupid spring clamp. I got me a new clamp here, got me a little tray of them ready to go, and this thing here is going in the garbage. And I'm not sure if I'm going to replace this one or not. I may just reuse on that one, even though it's too big. You know, it's still usable, so I might just use on it, or I might throw it back in the tray and get me the right size one. Anyway, this here is trash. We'll be getting that new one on here and get this radiator back reinstalled. There we go, folks. Just like that, the bottom radiator hose is back reinstalled, and easy peasy, it's ready for the new radiator. Ooh yeah. Well folks, this new radiator came with all the hardware needed. It has the little feet on it. I thought these were rubber, but they're a plastic, and it came with the new rubber little pads to go up here, and the little metal inserts that go on the other end too. So I was real happy about that. It was really packed up good over in this box. really, really good. So we're going to set it on in and get this show on the road. Look at that, folks. Like a glove.
Like a glove.
Yeah, just in the process of tightening up this bottom radiator clamp right here with my extra long screwdriver. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to go ahead and drop this radiator fan back on down in here. Going to have to do some jostling around with it, but I'll get it in, and then I'll install the rest of my lines. Yeah, folks, it was a little bit contrary, but what I found out best was to drop this side in first and kind of down at an angle, and then this side will fall right in place. Then you just pull it up close and it rests on them little clips that are down in there that I discussed when I was taking the old one out, and it's fell right into place. All I got to do is put the bolts back in and I'll be good. Well, electrical connectors too, if I want the fans to work. Yeah, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that I like my dielectric grease. So the plugs are right down here. Here's one, and the other one's right over there. I'm going to smooth a little bit of this on the top, and then we're going to go ahead and plug them in. This is going to waterproof them and keep any corrosion at bay. There we go, just like that. Don't need a lot, just enough to get on in them connectors and you know, do its job. Well, I like to get these lines and kind of shoot them down with some WD-40 before I try to insert them into the radiator. Now this one already has the nice new O-rings installed. You can't see the bottom one down there, but I just shot it. So I'm going to put these two in, and then I'll switch on over to the other side. And when you slide these in here, you should hear a noticeable click. There. They're in. This one has the clips already in it, so them clips that I just saved from the other radiator are extra. All right, now you get this little cap and slide it right back over top to protect that little clip from getting any dirt in it or anything, and make it better for the next guy, which the next guy is probably going to be me. Now these lines had these little clips, which is what I cut my hand on. This one here wouldn't release the bolt, so it's nice and handy. Little bit of WD-40. That never hurt a bolt. Never hurt a bolt in its life. Transmission lines installed. And likewise with the oil cooler lines and support bracket installed. Top radiator hose reinstalled with a new clamp. Got the other two lines that were on this side installed with the spring clamps because I didn't have any small worm style clamps that I could put on there. So, you know, I got to work with the cards I'm dealt. I haven't connected it on this side yet to the bottle or the reclaim unit because I haven't got the air box in, but that's going in next. Just a little shot of WD-40 down here on the grommets, so when I put the air box on, it just plops right into place. Just get it lined up, a little push and it's in. Then install our air filter that looks really good still, doesn't need to be replaced. Come on. Come on. This is your home.
That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
There we go. Now just put the airbox lid back on, cover, And then we'll get the screws, tighten her down, and we're one step closer to driving this thing. Got our line put on the top of our reclaim unit with the beautiful spring clamp. And the only thing that's left to do is to put this top shroud on and maybe clean this a little bit. That would be nice. But what I want to do is fill this thing up with some good old 50-50 mix antifreeze and run it, get it up to temperature, and check for leaks. So if I don't have the shroud on here, I can check for leaks a whole lot easier. Well, I got my 50-50 mix of green antifreeze and my distilled water, and I'm going to go ahead and start this thing, let it run a little bit, and just add some more as it drops. Well, folks, I let it run, got it up to operating temperature for like 20 minutes or so, let it sit here and run. I couldn't find any leaks. I got my spotlight out and I checked all the way around, checked every connection, no leaks at all. Wonderful, wonderful. I went ahead and I cleaned off under that shroud like I said I would. See the water on there? Yep. Even got my belt squeaking a little bit. Wee, 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 wee. Anyway, it all looks good. Another job well done at Double Trouble Garage. I don't know if you saw, that was out of place. I fixed it. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching, and please check out a few of my other videos. Maybe there's something that'll pique your interest on them. Until next time, guys, God bless you. See ya.